Hello everyone, welcome to Harjeet Kaur's game tutorials, and today we are going to do speciation process. Let's first of all know what the speciation really means. It means the formation of new species, and definitions are most important, so let's do them. Species is a group of organisms which can interbreed and produce fertile offspring. This is to note down that they interbreed and produce fertile offsprings, and a species share a common gene pool. So this all makes up what is called species as these 3 points: interbreed, fertile offspring, and common gene pool. Next, what we have is the speciation, which is called the formation of new species and diversification of species, and it occurs when the common gene pool shared by species is interrupted by isolating mechanisms. So let's have some explanation. Like, we have species A, and by the process of speciation it can form any number of species B, species C, etc. This goes on. This is simply just an idea of the whole concept of speciation, which we are going to do. So we are going to do it in detailed study. So let's get to next here. This is modes of speciation. So these are basically the ways by which new species are formed in nature. So these are many types, and let's start from them. The first one is phyletic transformation, fusion of species, true speciation. And true speciation is actually what is commonly written in many textbooks. So what we are going to do here is a very detailed study of the speciation. So let's do it. So these 3 are the phyletic transformation, fusion of species, and true speciation, and we are going to do detailed study. So next we have true speciation, which is 2 types: instantaneous, gradual, and gradual is further of allopatric, sympatric, parapatric, and alloparapatric. Just keep these in mind. And further, allopatric is of 2 types: vicariance and peripatric. Please learn the difference between peripatric and parapatric. We have 2 words, 2 different words. So next is the phyletic transformation. Many names are there of phyletic transformation here: autogenous, vertical, and phyletic. Phyletic means line of descent, and autogenous means arising from within. So phyletic transformation is simply gradual transformation of one species into another, and we have some example here. We have species A, and over a period of time and by accumulation of slow changes in gene pool, it transforms into species B. So this is how the phyletic transformation occurs, and it neither involves splitting of gene pool and nor the evolution of reproductive isolation. So this is to keep in mind that phyletic transformation does not involve splitting of gene pool and nor the evolution of reproductive isolation. So please don't forget this point. So this is next. Further we have in the phyletic transformation is that gene pool of parental species could get modified due to many changes. Like, we have the changes in gene frequency, chromosomal inversions, or other structural changes in the chromosomes, and these accumulate over time gradually and can be in response to the various types adaptations to shifting environment, to inconstant environment, or for a particular environment. Like, for example, we have a species A living in hot climate, but also the temperature of the area goes on increasing where the species A exists. So temperature of the environment keeps on increasing, and this will result in adapting to new, more hot climate. But this will happen over a period of time and over some generations. And so then what will happen? The species A will get converted into species B. This is the point to be remembered. So when evolution occurs by phyletic transformation, it usually occurs by a process called anagenesis. And in this, the species continue to interbreed and there is steady transformation of particular species. So here we have the detailed example of phyletic transformation. But one thing to keep in mind is that species evolutionary transformation does not necessarily leads to multiplication of species, which means that it is not in phyletic transformation, it is not necessary that one species will change into 1 or 2 or 3 species. In phyletic, it changes into one species only. So we have population on an isolated island here. This is an example here. On which there is population called species A exists on an isolated island, then changes to B, T, C, and D gradually with time without splitting into more than one species. And this is what we call vertical evolution, which is also another name of the phyletic transformation. So this is simply the example. I hope you all will understand. So next we have another mode of speciation, which is the fusion of species. As the name suggests, that when two already existing species fuse due to breakdown of their reproductive isolation, new species is formed. So here we have an example, like there are individuals of species B interbreeding in an area, and also there are individuals of species B interbreeding in among themselves, like species A individuals are doing. But due to some reason, there is breakdown of the reproductive isolation of the individuals of species A and species B. It is not necessary that for all, but some individuals of species A and some individuals of species B will reproduce and cause formation of the species C. So this is how fusion of species occur, and it may lead to reticulate evolution. Let's have a quick look on what is the reticulate evolution. So this is very easy concept. We have species A existing and we have species B existing, and somewhere some individuals of each of the species mate with each other due to breakdown of reproductive isolation and forms the species C. Whereas continue to existing species A and species B also they exist, but also the species C also reproduce further. So fusion of species occur due to many reasons. The ways can be many. Like we have hybridization, which is a common practice for new plant species, and then we have the breakdown of reproductive isolation and previously existing sympatric species. We will do this sympatric further in the next video, part 2. So this can be caused by the mode of fertilization, nature of mating bond, or any rarity of parental species or disturbance of habitat. Like we have the Pipilo erythrophthalamus and Pipilo okai in Mexico. So we have the as pure species. Please also take care in the map. And P. erythrophthalamus is widespread in North America. Let's first make the directions here: north, south, east, west, so that you understand well. So we have North America here, and this is the map I have drawn. Please, I hope you will understand this. So Pipilo erythrophthalamus occurs in North America and extends south as far as Chiapas and Guatemala. I hope I'm right in pronunciation. Next we have Pipilo okai, which occurs in Oaxaca to Jalisco in this area. whereas in Oaxa, this area is the of widespread of papilioci, and this area, along with this area, here the papilloerythmophthalmus exists as pure species. But what happens in Oaxaca, let's see that the two species live side by side. Please note this. No intermixing, they live side by side. So let's see what happens here. So this is North America in this side. Let's make the directions again. North, south, east, west. So we have Chiapas here, Guatemala, and Oaxaca. There is no intermixing in of two species here, whereas in Puebla there is 16% of the specimens show hybridization. That means that Erythmophthalmus and Okai have hybridized. In the same way, we have Nayarit, Jalisco, and Mayocan, where hybrid populations are found. And this also occurs in in the northeast area, they are more similar to Erythmophthalmus, and whereas in the southwest they are more similar to P. okai. So this is how it depends on the widespread. So this is the first part. I hope you have understand. Thank you.